Communication skills. Effective communication involves the ability to transmit and receive information with a high probability that the intended message is passed from the sender to the receiver. Few skills are more important to leadership than good communication skills. Effective leaders communicate feelings and ideas. They actively solicit new ideas from others and effectively articulate arguments. They advocate positions and persuade others. Effective communication skills are also important because they give leaders and followers access to information relevant to important organizational and project decisions. Effective leaders motivate, encourage, and inspire. They also train people, share new ideas, and negotiate. These activities have all one thing in common. They all require excellent communication skills. Here are four communication skills that make good leaders great. Active listening, verbal and nonverbal communications, and written communications. Active listening skills is the first skill a leader must have. Active listening is when you make a conscious effort to hear not only the words that another person is saying, but more importantly, try to understand the complete message that is being sent. Maintaining eye contact and combining eye contact with smiles and other nonverbal messages can encourage the speaker to share more information. Signal that you understand by repeating keywords or messages and provide feedback. Don't interrupt. Wait until the speaker ends to ask any questions. At the end, ask questions that will help you clarify the message. Leaders communicate in many forms, but verbal communication is the most personal communication method to connect and build rapport with people. Verbal communication skills help get the ideas across and connect with the listener. These are some of the tips to build good verbal communication skills. Think before you speak. Make sure that you have a clear message and avoid difficult words such as technical jargon. Be concise and brief. Your message needs to get to the point without adding information that is irrelevant. Be friendly. A good tone and a friendly attitude can put listeners at ease and they will pay more attention. Verbal communication is much more than the explicit meaning of words. It also includes the implicit messages, whether intentional or not, which are expressed through nonverbal behaviors. Nonverbal communications include facial expressions, the tone and pitch of the voice, body language, and even the physical distance between the people communicating. These nonverbal signals can give clues and additional information and meaning over and above the verbal communication. An important element to remember is to keep the verbal and nonverbal communications aligned. The ability to write clearly and effectively is a key to communication. Poor written communications can be frustrating for the reader and potentially damaging to the reputation of the person sending the message. Whether it's a report or an email, good writing skills help convey the message to many people. Understand who is your audience to craft the right message and use the appropriate format and medium to send your written message. Focus on content, facts, and clarity. Write information that must be said and avoid adding any superfluous information that doesn't add value to the communication. Check your spelling, grammar, and punctuation twice. Review your message before sending it. If it's an important message, you can ask a colleague to help you review it. A project leader with good communication skills ends up amplifying the effectiveness of everyone he interacts with. This greatly increases the likelihood of his project meeting or exceeding stakeholder expectations. If a leader's communication skills are poor, then there is a much higher probability that his project will not be successful. Since communication plays a vital role in the success or failure of your project, it's important to spend time improving your communication skills. As a project leader, you also need to have an understanding of what is your usual behavior style of communication. There are four dominant communication styles, and while people might use different styles in different situations, most will fall back on one particular style, which we use as the default style. The four styles are passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive, and assertive. Determining your communication style will allow you to determine the areas of improvement and assist you in more effectively managing your team. These four styles are categorized based on the level of concern for others and the level of concern for the message. The passive behavior style is based on compliance and hopes to avoid confrontation at all costs, also known as the submissive style. This style is about pleasing other people and avoiding conflict. A submissive person behaves as if the other person's needs are more important and other people have more rights and more to contribute. Many passive communicators will find making eye contact difficult, especially when communication is less than positive. Passive communicators can be great listeners. The ability to listen to what your subordinates have to say can be a useful tool, but leaders with passive communication styles often have difficulty keeping control of the team. It's a I lose, you win situation. There is a high concern for others, but a low concern for the message. Aggressive communication always involves manipulation and creates conflict. A person using this behavior style will interrupt frequently to get his message across. This style is about winning, often at someone else's expense. An aggressive person behaves as if their needs are more important, as though they have more rights and have more to contribute than other people. It's in an effective communication style, as the content of the message might get lost because people are too busy reacting to the way it's delivered. It's a I win, you lose situation. There is low concern for others, but a high concern for the message. The passive-aggressive behavior style is a combination of styles. This is a style in which people appear passive on the surface, but are actually acting out their anger in indirect or behind the scenes. A person using this style will use sarcastic tone and exhibits a behavior that becomes unreliable and confuses people. The passive-aggressive person will manipulate circumstances or people to make sure his point gets across. This is an I lose, you lose situation. There is low concern for others and low concern for the message. Assertive communicators are confident and self-respecting. They speak calmly and clearly while being honest and direct. Because leaders that have assertive communication behavior style are sensitive in how they approach communication with others. They tend to earn and keep the respect of the team. While they are willing to make compromises, assertive communicators are not easily manipulated because they are secure in their own ideas. An assertive leader can get the results that they desire without sacrificing the concern of others. This is I win, you win situation, with a high concern for others and a high concern for the message. To be an effective leader requires a good understanding on how to communicate with all stakeholders, including team members, other managers, donors, and beneficiaries. We all have used one behavior style or the other depending on the situation, but mostly this choice was unconscious. In general, an assertive communication behavior style is the most desirable for a leader to achieve. Here are some tips to help in your communication as a project leader. Whether your communication is verbal or written, remember this when you are communicating. The 7 C's of communication. The first one, clear. Make the goal of your message clear to your recipients. Concise. Your message should also be brief and to the point, concrete. Ensure your message has important details and facts. Correct. Make sure that you are writing or saying is accurate, coherent. Check to see that all your points are relevant and that everything is consistent with the tone and flow of your message. Complete. Your message is complete when all relevant information is included in an understandable manner and there is a clear call to action. Courteous. Ensure that your communication is friendly, open, and honest, regardless of what the message is about. Be empathetic and avoid passive aggressive tones.